What's up, guys? This is my lab 6 going over Mr. Alden as my test subject, the overweight and hypertensive individual that was suffering from stroke and heart disease. So a little brief overview of hypertension. So hypertension, which is typically just known as high blood pressure, is a condition where the force of the blood against the artery walls is too high for the person to be able to function normally. And obesity is characterized by excessive body fat, or just a very big person, and it's a big risk factor to hypertension, where excess weight can lead to increased blood volume and resistance in the arteries, causing the heart to work much harder to pump blood, which usually raises the blood pressure as well. A little intro to Mr. Alden, kind of added some other details to make it more normal. So let's just say that Mr. Alden's a 55-year-old male who's badly overweight and has been diagnosed with hypertension as a result. His condition requires careful management to prevent further complications, such as heart disease and stroke, and this experiment aims to explore the impact of having a controlled diet and exercise regimen to help Mr. Alden's blood pressure levels. So the hypothesis is that if Mr. Alden, who is overweight and hypertensive, follows a controlled diet and exercise program, then his systolic and diastolic blood pressure will decrease over a period of 12 weeks. And so for my methods of how I thought he could get a little help or make it easier on him, the types of foods he should be eating, or at least aiming to eat: whole grains, fruits, veggies, lean proteins such as, steak, chicken, and then low-fat dairy products. His portion sizes should be controlled to reduce possible over-calorie intake to make sure he doesn't eat too much. And then frequency of meals, he should have 3 balanced meals and then 2 healthy snacks each and every day. Now, as for the exercise regimen, aerobics like walking, cycling, jogging, whatever, mixed with strength training, that for anybody is very good. Time, he should be doing about 30 minutes of, medium intensity aerobic exercises 5 days out of the week, 2 rest days. Everyone should have 2 rest days. It's a normal thing. And then as for the frequency, strength training should be done twice a week on the days he doesn't do aerobics. Moving on to measurement techniques, Mr. Alden's systolic and diastolic blood pressure were measured using a digital blood pressure monitor, and these were taken twice daily, once in the morning and once in the evening, to get a proper reading on making sure he's eating good and exercising good. So as you can see, week 1 started off at 150 for systolic and 95 for diastolic. By the end of week 12, those numbers went down to 135 and 85, which is a very good drop, especially considering that he only did it for 12 weeks. So as you can see, the results showed a significant decrease in both Mr. Alden's systolic and diastolic blood pressure over the 12-week period, further supporting my original hypothesis. As shown, decreased from 150 to 135, diastolic went from 95 to 85. These changes suggest that the controlled diet and exercise regimen effectively reduces blood pressure. Now, the only limitation with this is the small sample size. This was only done on one person, so obviously there might be a little bit of bias. So I think to have a better result, comparison would be to include more people in the research, but obviously for this, it was only one person. In conclusion, the experiment demonstrated that having a controlled diet and a good exercise program can significantly reduce blood pressure in an overweight and hypertensive individual such as Mr. Alden. Some implications: these findings suggest that, just some simple lifestyle changes can be a very effective non-pharmaceutical approach to managing hypertension in overweight individuals. As for the future, studies in the future could involve a larger sample size to not have as much bias, and a longer time to further validate the findings. Furthermore, incorporating other lifestyle factors such as stress management, sleep quality could provide a more comprehensive approach to managing hypertension. Thank you for listening.